Hey, what's up, guys? It is OGC here. Today we have another hero spotlight. Today we are going to be highlighting a hero called Talk. Talk is one of the newer heroes. He takes up a 3 by 3 cell area, so he takes up the same size as like a spider or a pack of mummies. Um, so he's a larger hero, kind of like Rose, but he offers a lot for your turtles. And if you are a Rockin' player, he is a staple must-have hero. So first, we'll look at the gear. So right now, he is geared up for what I do for PvP. With most of my gears, it's generally general concepts. I don't like to do the what's the best because there's so many different situations that can arise. But I really like my stamina weapon, so I run with that. Talk does benefit a lot from command, so I do have Hand of Wisdoms on him. It will give me a decent amount of command on him and stamina. And then the other items are just items that give good bonuses that help out with everything. When it comes to queuing up troops, again, I run with the Hand of Wisdoms. Elena's accessory will give more stats if you're running with non-flawless items, but I made a ton of flawless Hand of Wisdom, so I run with those. Any class that can use the Masonic Scepter, use the Masonic Scepter for queuing up for troops. It will help you out immensely, and then whatever else increases his command. When it comes to his abilities, there's a few different paths that you can take. Um, as you'll see, mine is very specific to troop buff and extending the turtle duration. But let's look at all of the skills. First, we have Divination, butchering this one. Pretty much every time two spells are cast, he has a chance of casting a Black Hole, Tranquility, Rain of Fire, Plasma Strike, Tailwind, Blizzard, Meteor Shower, and Earthquake. There's a chance that it could affect for Yin or Yang. Yin is a little bit of a bonus, and Yang is a big bonus. Using his final ability, you can increase the chances for Yin and Yang. Next, we have Clairvoyance. This increases the magical and healing efficiency of his spells that he casts. What happens is every time you cast two spells, he will get two charges, and then he'll release his own spell. There'll be a short cooldown, and then stack up two again and do it. You can rapidly fill these up with using Retreat along with a regular spell, um, just because, or things like Warwick's. Next, we have Tortoise Mastery. This is the primary reason to get talk and use talk if you are not a Rockin' player. But when he's on the battlefield, your turtles are going to have their health increase. That's cool. Who cares? Not me. The biggest thing is the war drums and double war drums will have an increased effect. So that's 60%. The 60% of that 30% added on. Whatever, it helps out immensely for the turtles. Next, we have heavyweight. So heavyweight increases the duration of friendly rock and ale effects. So if you notice, I do have this maxed out on mine for my general setup. I do have heavyweight and turtle mastery maxed out. Then we have this other mastery. This pretty much is a very good defensive skill set. So if you're fighting on different lands, it will give different defensive properties. Some could be physical resistance, some could be magic resistance, and some could reduce the moral decay. All of those are very beneficial for most things. If you're playing Lich, of course, the moral decay won't matter, but it's generally useful. Then we have the Trance. So the Trance is pretty cool. Every time that you cast the two spells and Yip does his little ability, he does like a mini turtle buff to everybody. The only downside with this is the more times that this goes off, the less efficient it becomes. So I decided to skip this. I will explain why. And Zen state, this increases the chance for yin and yang to be cast. So when it comes to his skills, you can focus on different things. If you really want to focus on the yin and yang, I guess you could. I don't think that they're really that big of a deal. If you do want to increase your trance, so that Talk himself puts out more of a initial burst or buff, go for that. That could be beneficial. Try out a couple different things. Luckily, we have options. So mine is set up for a non-rockin' player, and you might be asking, OGC, why are you using heavyweight? Well, I'll show you why. So in this one, we do have the max out mastery for turtles, and we have 0 into heavyweight. So if we run into here, I'm going to put out a pack of huntresses, and I'm going to queue up the turtle buff as soon as possible. So you can see the little yellow rings underneath the huntresses. I'm not sure what they're called now. I don't know why Lilith changed the name of all the troops, but I want to see on the timer how long they last. It should be right about at the 1 minute mark that those little circles underneath leave, and that is the end of the turtle buff for them. So we're at 102, 101, and they're gone. So right about the 1 minute mark. Now we're going to do the same thing, but what we're going to do is we're going to put him back so that he has maxed out heavyweight. So the turtle that I'm using right now is a borrowed turtle. It is not my own turtle. I use it's going to be the same turtle for both times. But this time we're going to do the same exact thing and see if the turtle buff lasts any longer than normal. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. I'm getting wrecked. Alright, so we're nearing the 1 minute mark. The turtle buff is still up. We're past the 1 minute mark and the turtle buff is still up. And at what point in time does the turtle buff run out? They're still going, wow. Alright, so about 44 seconds remaining. So that means we have about an extra 16 to 17 seconds of turtle buff if we max out the L. So it doesn't matter if the turtle or the rocking units are borrowed, the heavyweight will affect them. So if you're going with Talk just for the sake of a turtle, try out maxing out heavyweight even if you are not rocking, at least for one spec with the Turtle Mastery, and see if you notice a difference with the turtle buff lasting longer. I just switched that up, so we'll try it out. We'll see how it goes. Let me see if I have something with some Zen. All right, cool. This one has some Zen. So we're going to go back and we're going to check out some of Talk's abilities. Let's get a whole front line. And oh, I know who we can do. We can do her. And where is Warwick's? All right. Need Avalon. All right, so whoops, I need to charge my phone, ladies and gentlemen. So we casted one spell. You can see one yin yang. Now we have two yin yangs. He does the little turtle buff, and a tailwind appears. The tailwind's kind of lower. So now we're going to go with Warwick's 2 really fast, and he puts out the pulse with a yin. So that's kind of cool. And finally, we have one more, which is Tranquility. It goes out and it buffs up everybody. So depending on your luck, because Talk spells are all RNG based, meaning you don't have any control over them. It's completely luck based. So because of that, you'll get different abilities. This one's going to be the black hole, just like a mini Cleo ult. It's pretty cool. Now we have an earthquake. Where's the earthquake going to appear? Up there. So just like a GAN earthquake. Maybe not quite as cool. And then another tailwind, and tailwind should appear right down the middle. So it's up to you on how you want to you use your talk. Whoops, that's the wrong one. I find that really focusing on the dragon for the style of play that I go with benefits me the most. Talk by himself is not super reliable if you're doing it based off of RNG. Sometimes it might be awesome. At the beginning of the battle, you do Cleo, you get a black hole on one side, and you get super lucky and talk to a Yang black hole on the other side, and that's amazing when that happens. I prefer consistency. I think that matters, and having things being predictable. I really value those, so I don't pay much attention to talk when it comes to anything other than what is guaranteed, and what I can control to and create as a guarantee is using his Tortoise Mastery and Heavyweight to give the best turtle buff he possibly can give, along with increasing its duration as long as possible. If it goes down into, what was that, 46 seconds remaining in the fight, we're talking about a 44-second duration of a turtle buff, which is insane. That's awesome. Where you really want that, or as close to that, because you can't cast it right at the start of the battle. But for all intensive purposes, 44 minutes into the battle, the 44 seconds, not minutes, because that would be an epic battle. 44 seconds into the fight, your turtle buff is still going to be up. So I think that is significantly more beneficial than having it go for 30 seconds. In casting it slightly more powerful black holes or tranquilities or things like that. That's just my take on it. Try it out for yourself. Let me know in the comment sections below what your talk setup looks like. And until next time, please subscribe and like the channel.